Drum Gun, figuring out which member they want to ban first. We just saw a number of these people actually back and forth. Berenstein Bears was not in the last game, so he is a new player, as well as I think everyone else is the same from the last game, it looks like. Though the players have switched around a little bit. So, first ban of the game coming out, Riven. They saw Riven played in the last game. New Recruits was actually on that Riven, did an amazing job of not only holding a lot of CS in that top lane, even though she died a couple of times, turning around late game, and just having a massive amount of damage that she did to everyone on the enemy team. There's that Evelyn ban by Purple Team as well. They saw, I think it was actually an Evelyn on, it might have been Drum Gun on the Evelyn, who did a great job of setting up a lot of those kills. And so they did not want Evelyn to be in that fight as it is. There's another ADC ban. Both of these teams are well known for banning out ADCs and not really wanting a lot of it to happen. ADCs are very critical, and if you have a player who's really good with a certain ADC, you're going to want to ban that away from them. Lee Sin banned by Team South. Not interested in having that blind monk going around doing a lot of damage. He is able to get in and get out of fights, set up a lot of kills with that Dragon's Rage kick. Going to be able to have a lot of mobility when moving around. Blue team now going over, there we go, getting the Jax ban out of the way as well. Jax is a very similar champion to Riven, able to leap in onto opponents and do a chunk of damage as well as late game. It's very tanky and very hard to kill. Purple team, they actually, I think they played with LeBlanc last game, and they decided they did not want LeBlanc on either team. Very powerful champion, and once again, like that Lee Sin, being able to get in and get out of team fights, going to be doing a lot of damage. So, Pondmills Drum Gun starting the picks off, kind of taking his time leisurely. You want to make sure that you get the right champions for the right fights. You can go ahead and, I think, my music's still pretty good. It's got 7-hour YouTube video, so we are pretty set on that. Wait until the last second, Drum Gun finally picks up that Renekton for the top lane, and complete opposite, Team South, the Scafe is going to be instantly grabbing up that Udyr for the jungle. Nice choice with that Ghost. Love Ghost on Udyr myself, a little bit stronger than the Flash depending on the fight and the situation. Bajan himself looking at the possibly Nidalee. Seen her a couple different times in the bottom lane as support, a number of different times in the mid lane, but it looks like Bajan wants to play the mid lane this game. Going over this Akali pick. Akali is a very strong champion, very snowballing. However, if the enemy team picks up one of the wards that allows you to, or the trinkets that allows you to see invisible units, they can just place that down every time Akali drops her little spectral shield, and they're able to see her no matter what the case is. So hopefully she is aware of that, and maybe Pondmills won't pick one up. It all depends on the situation and what wards they want to grab or trinkets they want to grab. Mahabba Malin gonna go support. Hovering over a couple different support options. It actually looked like she locked in there, but she actually just switched to Zyra before finally picking Leona and locking her in. Leona is an excellent champion, very strong CC, going to be doing a lot of damage. We do have a hover over a Trundle. That's going to be a Trundle jungle. I was about to say, if he's going in the top lane, I guess Renekton could jungle, but that's going to be a Trundle, or I mean, Renekton could jungle, but Trundle jungle with that Ghost as well. So we've got both ghosting champions going to be moving around the team a lot. Late game Trundle is very scary, bashing people in with his club. Going to be doing a lot of damage, especially with those bites, allowing him to move across the field pretty quickly if he has targets to jump on. On Team South, we have Weasel picking up the beautiful Yasuo, who's able to land a lot of stuff as long as a knockup can occur. However, they don't have any other knockups currently, so it'll be interesting to see what Bulimic Will decides to pick up, see if it goes with Yasuo, or Yasuo's going to have to rely on his Tornado to do all of the knockup damage, or knockup to then allow his ultimate to happen. And new recruits, picking up a Lucian for Team South as well. Very strong ADC. I think it was actually on Lucian the last game as well, though he was on the purple team side, or blue team side. And so we'll be going this game. Lucian, a very strong burst ADC champion. Blackbeard once again hovering over a number of different mid lane champions before finally deciding on the powerful Zed. Zed is able to get in and get out as well, doing a lot of damage. Is going to have the teleports back and forth with his shadow clones, and Roasted picking up the Quinn ADC. Don't see her very often in games, but she has a lot of mobility, especially every time that she uses that ultimate, going ahead and grabbing a lot of the quick back to lane abilities with that ultimate usage. And Bulimic Whale picking up an Alistar, which is a beautiful pick to be match with Weasel on the Yasuo. As soon as he chops down one of those ground pounds, everyone's going to be knocked up, and Yasuo's going to be able to pick who he wants to knock them up or use his ultimate on. And it looks like we are about to get in game. We do have the 3-minute picks, 3 minutes before we actually get into the game. Hopefully we will be able to get a bunch of viewers. Thank you all for stopping by and watching. Those of you who are here, welcome. We will be doing that $10 right point giveaway after these 3 games. This is the first of a match of 3. However, it could be a match of 2, and we could do the giveaway a little bit sooner if Pondmills or Team South goes 2 for 3. So running through all the champions and their players. Drum Gun for Team Pondmills picking up Renekton in the top lane. Berenstein Bears following up with the Trundle in the jungle. Mohamed Malin grabbing the beautiful Leona support, one of my favorites. Roasted on the Quinn as ADC. And then Blackbeard24 picking up the Zed in the mid lane. For some reason that name did not come to my mind. Bajan for Team South grabbed the Akali in the mid lane. Oh, that makes it interesting. That means that's a Yasuo in the top lane versus the Renekton. I wasn't even aware of that. Escafe grabbing Udyr for the jungle for Team South. New recruits on the Lucian ADC. Weasel, as I said, in that top lane. Yasuo, and then Bulimic Whale finishing off with the support Alistar. So very interesting choices. Predictions are going to be a little bit interesting. I like Blue Team Pondmills' collection of champions. They have a lot of different options here with a lot of CC between all of their champions, really. I think Zed and Quinn are the only 2 teams that don't really have damage. Oh, it's going to be a Akali top, according to Bajan. He was a Akali top last, or he was a champion top last game. So, we'll see how this Akali does versus Renekton. Could be very interesting. As soon as Akali gets stunned, Renekton could put a lot of damage down. Bajan is not tanky for that. But we never know. Akali could have the damage to outdo Renekton's damage or deal with Renekton's tank. So that'll be really interesting to watch. As it is, I still like Pondmills setup a little bit. Purple team does have a lot of different options, especially with the Alistar knockup and the Yasuo combo. So it'll be really fun to see if they can pull that off well. But in the meantime, Pondmills versus Team South. I'm rooting for Pondmills, at least in this game here. Best of luck to all the players, and best of luck to Bajan, since he's going to play really hard. Prove to me that you got this. Take down this Drum Gun Renekton in the top lane. And then, of course, triple kill goes to Quinn, I think. Maybe gets a triple kill. And first blood, I'm going to predict, is going to go to Zed. I just like Zed. He's such a crazy champion. You never know what that player's going to do with him. So we're going to see if this Zed can pull off a that first blood. Now, after the game, I will be doing the MVP players. I didn't do it last game because it was just a warm-up, but since we'll be going full mode this game, we will be doing MVPs after the game. And then, of course, don't forget about the $10 Riot Point giveaway card after all of the mini tournament is up. So, first game of the tournament. Team Pondmills versus Team... My brain is already failing. I'm going to check this. South. That's just a random name. Team South. Maybe they're south of Team Pondmills, and that's why they picked it. As everyone knows, skin to win. The team that has the most skins is most likely to win. We've got a beautiful Phoenix Quinn skin picked up here by Team Pondmills, and Blood Fury Renekton as well. Drum Gun grabbing that nice Renekton skin. But there's only 2 skins, as Crimson Akali and Spirit Guard Udyr tie it up, and Matador Alistar, the Bulimic Whale, grabbing that 3rd skin, means that, hey, Team South has a lot of potential, as their skins show they have a lot more skill, at least according to League of Legends lore. As everyone gets into game, if those watching have a specific player that they are watching for to see how best they do, go ahead and throw it into the chat and see who you are rooting for. Personally, I'm gonna see how Bajan does, since he's going to play it right for me and see what he can do with this Akali in the top lane. It's such an interesting pick taken against this Renekton. And then I can't wait to see this Leona and Quinn combination in the bottom lane as well. Leona is really good with a lot of burst damage champions, and Quinn is one of the top. A lot of players don't like her because she doesn't have a whole lot of escape ability. She only has that one little target, but actually dashes to an enemy before bouncing away. So a lot of players don't like the fact that she can't get away very well. But if you're looking for a kill lane, that is the lane to be with that Leona and Quinn in the bottom lane. So, of course, every game we got to switch our players around, put them in the correct order. We're going to go ahead and grab ourselves in that top lane. Already set is the Akali and Renekton. In the jungle already set is the Udyr versus Trundle, but we got to place our mid laners here, as we've got the Yasuo and Zed in the mid lane. The ADC's next. Lucian, Quinn with the last but not least Alistar and Leona in that bottom lane as we get underway in game 1 of the 3. Udyr's gonna grab some people up. Pondmills, legit Ghost, is rooting for Pondmills. We've seen them play a number of different games. The players have traded out a little bit, but they always give us a good show. And then Udyr OP. Does look like somebody burned their flash pretty early. Who was that? Maybe not. No, I guess they didn't. It sounded like somebody did something, but Alistar a little bit late at the moment. A couple pings coming out here. Looks like Pondmills is looking at trying to make something maybe happen in this mid lane. Weasel doing a little bit of taunting. There we go. A little bit of damage onto Blackbeard, who's going to go ahead and do some laughing taunts. There we go. Alistar finally loading in, grabbing himself a relic shield as well. So both of those players in that bottom lane will be starting exactly the same. Doran's Blades coming out. So if you look across the board, they all have almost exactly the same. The only difference is this mid lane, which will make or break this. We've got a Doran's Blade for Yasuo and a Doran's Shield for Zed. And then, of course, Alistar for getting his Trinket. That could be very critical if they do not have that ward in that bottom lane. Gotta remember your trinkets, people. Gotta remember your trinkets. Bearstein Bears helping out in the jungle. They are going to be starting off on the blue buff. Udyr as well starting blue buff. Renekton going ahead and heading towards his lane. Lucian as well as they start going towards the enemy or their respective lanes. Akali actually a little bit late to the lane as well. I guess she was waiting to see where this Alistar went. To see if he was Blackbeard, I apologize, taking a lot of damage in the mid lane, about half health now, and continuing to get knocked down as Weasel just goes hardcore, hitting him every single time the Zed goes in. So that gets more powerful as the game goes on though, so we're going to see how this game goes. Muhammad Mullen in that bottom lane there, going back and forth, waiting for an opportunity to jump in. Going to be waiting for level 2, though, because that's the best time to jump in with that EQ combo. Actually, Drumgun actually burning Bajan's flash early in that top lane, as he was decided to flash out there, maybe a little bit early to decide to do that. Weasel in the mid lane, damaging a lot. The Ignite is down on both players. Which one's going to go down first, though? It all came down to which auto attacks actually landed. Zed predicting me right, following through and grabbing first blood, but Yasuo's Ignite was there to finish off the kill, and so they actually killed each other in that mid lane. So you can't really say which one of them started better, considering that they both killed each other. Zed's a little bit better as he does have 2 more minions, but 2 minions isn't saying much. In that top lane, Scaffy taking a chunk of damage. Drumgun just decides to go all in on him, actually following with the flash as well to finish him off. Udyr not expecting the damage to be there. Drumgun now going in. He does have red and blue buff in that top lane, so his cooldowns will be insane, as well as that red buff ticking on to Bajan is not the way to start a fight off in that top lane. Bajan doing a little bit of damage, but taking a lot of damage as well. The Ignite is down onto Bajan and Drumgun as well, ticking away, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Renekton might live through that without any problem. New recruits in that bottom lane is blinded, so he's not going to have the damage. Trying to get away as Trundle comes in here for blue team. Berenstein Bears throws down that Pillar of Filth, slowing new recruits. Do they have enough damage, though? He's only about 100 health. The heals from Alistar, they're trying to keep him alive, but Leona's Q is going to be able to finish him off and grab a kill in the bottom lane. A lot of damage already starting off. Pondmills doing an excellent job so far, holding the game up. Weasel coming in here, trying to do what he can in that mid lane. Both of them did actually kill each other, so it will be fun to see if they can do that again. 4-1 Pondmills starting it off really strongly in that top lane. Renekton go ahead and grabbing himself a pickaxe as he did back. Akali having to wait to come up. Berenstain Bears, nice pillar of filth, slowing down Weasel, forcing him to flash out of that. As Berenstain Bears does still have, actually I guess he had the red and blue buff as Renekton in that top lane got red and blue from Udyr. That bottom lane, Leon doing a little bit of harass onto the Bulimic Whale. Did go ahead and use that pound to try to knock Leona away from him, but his team might not be there to follow up. Escape getting a nice stun onto it. The damage is onto Leona. Will she be able to make away from it? Nope, Udyr's auto attacks are there as well. Going to finish off Leona, but that's not exactly the target that they're looking for. Escape sitting in the bush waiting for a chance to go into Roasted. There's the bear stance stun. Roasted may just go all in on him and kill him off. Yep, just as I thought, just decided to go ahead. The team was not there. A purple team kind of sitting on the minions instead. Udyr just not being there. Needs to be a little more careful when he decides to go all in. Unless his teammates in there, it might have been a lack of communication between the members. Drumgun in the top lane, continuing to do an excellent job of farming now. Beaten out by about 10 farm. This Akali is not the way you want to start off a fight. Start off a game in the top lane. 5-2 so far. Pondmills still doing a good job of holding the game in their lead. About 1,000 gold in the lead. Bajan being taken down to about half health now. Just trying to farm these minions up underneath the tower. Doing a pretty good job though too. Timing those attacks and that Q ability. Blackbeard in the mid lane throwing out those knives, continuing to farm as it is. A lot of secondary items being built by a lot of the team members here. Vamp Scepter being finished by Quinn. The start of one by Lucian, but he does not have the farm. Or he's at 31 farm, but that early kill is going to cost him a little bit as he is now having to sit back here for a while. Quinn still has not died yet, so that back was very good for her, having a lot of damage. There's that nice EQ by Leona, going to be doing a nice stun onto Lucian, but Alistar following up immediately by knocking up Quinn to keep her from following up with the damage. Good job by both supports. Leona for initiating and Alistar for stopping the ADC from doing much. Zed going ahead and jumping in, ulting this Udyr, knowing that he's had a really rough game so far. The Ignite is burning on him. The Zed ultimate as well, finishing but not going to kill the Udyr as he decides to walk away. Blackbeard knowing that damage there. Yeah, it's the Tornado and ultimate by Yasuo going down onto Zed. He might be able to escape from this with barely any health. Oh my gosh, with almost no health, he is going to be able to back away from that. That was actually pretty impressive. I wish the camera hadn't switched out just as that fight went down. Roasted in the bottom lane now, farming up a little bit ahead over this Lucian. Lucian did finish off a Vamp Scepter, actually tying up the items as well and grabbing a blue pot for himself. But Quinn's going to have a little bit of gold advantage now as she has been farming while he's been gone. In that bottom lane, both teams kind of coming together now, trying to figure out what they want to do and when they want to initiate. Lucian's got a lot of farm available here, but he's going to have to get in to get it all, and he does not want this Leona to come in and do the damage. She missed her E, so she's not going to have that. Going ahead and using a stun onto Bulimic Whale, who's pretty low health, actually forced to flash out of that. New recruits now taking a little bit of damage, but for not a lot, blue team got some nice harass off on the Alistar. He does have his heal up and does go ahead and use a potion. Udyr trying to make a fight happen. Blue team knows that he's in that bush. They saw him go by. There's a long range Leona E. That might be enough damage to finish off Bulimic Whale, but Udyr is now here as well. New recruits was blinded, getting off a little bit of auto attacks. Exhaust is down onto Lucian as well as another stun. He went ahead and used a heal to give him a speed boost. Now Escafe trying to get out, went ahead and used Ghost on himself. Rosa actually leaping underneath the tower in bird form to finish off, but that's going to be a kill. Udyr gets it underneath the tower. Zed's here now trying to do what damage he can. The tower is on him. The Zed ultimate actually not finish off Escafe. Now Muhammad wants a piece of the ultimate by Muhammad is there, and that E is going to finish him off. Nice job by Leona getting all that range damage without anything hitting her. Yasuo here trying to see if he can defend this tower, but Blackbeard wants it. He's going to go all in on it. Weasel decided instead to go for Leona, who's just going to maybe execute. And is it going to be able to get that off? No, Alistar's here as well. She's in a locked position. Nice job. Alistar getting off the assist and Yasuo grabbing the kill. That kept her from getting that tower kill. and not giving the gold over. So that is now 8 kills to 4. Pondmills doing an excellent job of continuing to keep their edge. About 2k gold in the lead. Bears coming in here, grabbing the jungle. Low health, but he doesn't care. He's Trundle. He's going to be healing off of the minions a little bit every time that he hits them. Does have his Spirit Stone, but not his boots. His Spirit is actually being pretty low. Blackbeard getting down to about half health. Bajan deciding just to go all in on him. There's that last kick, and that will finish it off for her. Kicking her way out of the damage of the tower. Deciding to help out mid lane push. Knowing she can't take Renekton, he was taking his time getting back up in that top lane. Decided instead to come towards the mid lane. Rosa actually, somehow I think those shots got him despite the shield. Deciding to go back in on him. He does have his blue buff there. Forced to flash out of that Leona ultimate. Not interested in being caught out. Escafe coming in, bear stancing towards the tower. Going to be helping out a lot. Baja on the top lane taking a good bit of damage from Drumgun, who does have red buff. Not sure if he picked it up on his team's side or if he picked up purple team's red buff. But now comes Udyr, and he makes something happen. Did manage to turtle form there before actually bear form. Now finally got that stun down onto Renekton, who's just doing massive amounts of damage. Escafe not interested in fighting this out, as blue team now pushes in and gets the first tower, or the third tower for themselves, a first tower in the mid lane. Bajan might just execute underneath the tower. She is recalling, but here comes Drumgun. One auto attack. You can't shop like in times like that. You just can't. That was really, really silly. Oh, I guess the vision was a little bit off, but should be paying attention. Blue team now pushing and grabbing another tower in the mid lane, just pushing hard down. This is all Pondmills from beginning to now. The only kills going over from that Zed and Leona. And we all know Leona can give kills and not even worry about it. I actually don't think that Leona has backed at all. Though she did back and finished off Face of the Mountain. That was the first time that she finished. Doesn't even have boots yet. Not even worrying about it. Renekton doesn't have boots himself. Just focusing on that Tiamat in the top lane. Damage is the way he wants to go. Drumgun actually doing a lot of damage to Bajan. Letting his minions finish off the tower in that top lane. As he is now being forced into the jungle. But blue team's here to help out. There goes the Pillar of Filth. Going to be slowing down Akali if Akali decided to chase. But Akali's backed off. Drumgun going ahead and recalling himself. He has a lot of gold from that kill and the massive amount of minions that he has. Now 91 over the 59 of Akali. Going ahead and grabbing himself some wards and health with that health crystal. In the mid lane, Udyr coming in here. I mean, not Udyr. Alistar coming in. Doing a little bit of CC, but not a lot of damage. Ignite is down. That should be a kill. Quinn actually picking it up before the Zed ultimate went off. Or Zed passive. Yeah, I guess ultimate went off, finishing off Alistar. Looks like a fight's breaking out though. Is Trundle in here doing a little bit, just shanking it out as both members of purple team. Udyr did go down. Akali hiding in the bush. Lucian actually jumped in, finishing off Trundle. Now trying to back out as Mohammed's coming in here. She's not going to go underneath the tower though. Akali doing a lot of damage. Lucian finishing off with his Q just before she escaped, but they are fighting underneath the tower. This might be a turnaround for blue team. Purple team doing a lot of damage. Yasuo picking up a number of kills as well as Lucian. Nuber Cruz doing a nice job in that fight, keeping the damage and keeping himself from getting CC'd by blue team. That was a number of kills on both sides, but I think purple team came out a little bit in the lead of that specific fight. 12 kills to 9. Purple team trying to make a stand here and doing a good job of fighting underneath the tower, not allowing themselves to get pulled out. Now everyone on Pondmills has died, down to a couple different kills, or a couple different deaths here. That was Renekton's first deaths and Trundle's first death of the game. Mohammed coming in here, just stopping purple team from pushing in on this tower. We're going to be getting a lot of damage though. Looks like Rosa has gone all in, going ahead and using the rest of her ultimate to finish him off in the mid lane. Leona actually picked up that kill, may have been by accident though. Blue team very strong in the lead, 13 now to 9. Purple team not taking advantage of those kills and pushing down the mid lane instead, kind of just farming them their way back up a little bit. And now blue team is back at it once again, pushing down this mid lane. Lucian actually going ahead and using his culling to grab a lot of this minion kill, trying to just keep blue team off of the tower. Here comes Leona, though. She's jumping in a little bit too late as Yasuo shows up, giving Lucian that kill. Udyr also finding Zed in the jungle with all the CC between the teams. He's going to grab that kill for himself. Roasted actually using that bounce to try to escape and push the enemy back. But Flash is out there. Once again, there's the stun onto Roasted. He's going to have to keep running from this. Actually, Flash is over the wall. That might be enough. Udyr is continuing to chase down. There he goes. Uses bear form and the speed again. Quinn doing once again a little bounce, get a little bit of damage as well as vision on the enemy. Escafe continuing to chase. This is a full purple team 4-man chase onto Roasted, finally getting another stun, and Yasuo grabs the kill. All of that chase though, was it really worth it when you only killed one member? I'm not sure, as that was Quinn's third death of the game. But now purple team's in a bad spot as they're all low health. I think Escafe was actually just shopping there, and Blackbeard just came in and did all the damage. Now new recruits might go down as well to Berenstein Bears. There's that bite, is going to finish him off. Bulimic Whale now might have to be forced to flash out of that, go in a different direction, trying to save Weasel, but it's not going to be enough as Zed can dash a lot faster than anyone else. Bulimic Whale used a knockback on Berenstein Bears to try to get him away, but with low mana, I don't think he's going to be able to get away from that. Pillar of Filth doing a good job of slowing him down. Berenstein Bears does have blue buff, so he doesn't care. Bulimic Whale just chasing it out, I guess, running back and forth in the bush before heading. Does not have a turret there, and that is another kill for Zed as well. Purple team, that was like 3 kills for 1, chasing Quinn down across the entire map. That was 4 kills for 1, maybe. Yeah, that was 4 kills for 1. Not really worth it in the long run. It's now 17-12. Pondmills is very strong in the lead. Escafe taking a lot of damage here as blue team just squishes him between a rock and a hard place, if you really see it there, with that Pillar of Filth and the trees. Muhammad now trying to do the best to get in here. Blackbeard just coming in doing massive amounts of damage to Lucian. Lucian was able to get out of that alive. New recruits escaping with the hairs on his chinny chin chin. As blue team is waiting for the minions to grab this tower, fully in the lead, just grabbing some extra kills from these fights, knowing that they are in full tilt in the game. Purple team not able to do a whole lot at the moment other than just try to defend. Yasuo in that top lane was trying to push it a little bit, but knows Renekton's coming for him. Bajan caught out in the middle lane. This is not what you want to do. Went ahead and used that nice shield, so he is invisible. Decides to attack Berenstein Bears before backing off, getting a little bit of damage, but now purple team coming in doing a good bit, turning it around onto Muhammad. Now the stun is down as well. Lucian's there with the damage. Nuricus picking up yet another kill. Now 4-3. Escafe trying to chase in onto this Quinn. However, Quinn in bird form, you are not going to be able to catch that. Just did a little bit of a circle. Now going to be going in onto Bajan maybe. Went ahead and used the rest of it, but she's not actually able to going to see Bajan in the middle of her shield. And that is going to spell death for Quinn. Should go in when you're 1v3, as the rest of the team are right around the corner. Looks like new recruits will be here, though, for the push onto this mid lane. Minions are there as well. Blackbeard showed up with double buff, though, to stop the push from purple team. Just going to push them back. As double buff wears off, Blackbeard no longer has it. But I think he actually killed somebody for that in the last team fight, and that's why it just wore off. 18-15. Blue team got a little bit too excited there in that last fight by the tower, and purple team was able to grab a couple different kills. I apologize for the screen jumping around a little bit. I didn't realize that my mouse was on it. Game 1. So purple team now continuing to try to defend as best as they can. Blue team pushing in a little bit of harass over the wall. Blackbeard doing a nice job with those shurikens. We're going to do a little bit of a dance back and forth. Oh, Quinn went over the wall a little bit too excited and instantly nuked as purple team jumped on her and destroyed her. That is not what Pondmills wants to finish off the game. Blackbeard now having to use his flash to jump over the wall, but now Drumgun in a tight spot as 3 members are there with a lot of CC onto him. He does get a nice stun off onto Yasuo, but Udyr's got this damage as well as the CC and going to finish off him as well. Purple team tying up the kills. Blackbeard actually was able to be finished off by Blue Buff. That is not what he wanted. He was trying to escape over the wall. Another kill for Akali onto the Trundle as he was trying to keep his mates alive. That is going to be Blue Buff going over to, I think it was Lucian, as they find the Yona down here seeking more blood. Muhammad Mulan trying to outrun, doing a little bit of dodging back and forth, but it's not going to be enough as Yasuo, the king of speed, is there just to follow her, and that's going to be Dragon for Purple Team. Team South taking good advantage of a bad fight. Was started in the mid lane with Quinn going down immediately, who's actually now turning her around, grabbing a kill onto Weasel in that bottom lane. But starting off, jumping over that wall meant that a lot of their initial damage was taken out, which allowed Purple Team to just come in and do a lot of damage themselves. But Baja going all in onto Roasted, actually was able to grab the kill, but it's very low health. And we've got a Renekton very hungry coming up this way. That's going to be a stun, a spin. Oh, but Akali's got the life steal, but it's not going to be enough. For Spell Vamp, not going to be enough as Renekton grabs that kill. Once again, kills going back and forth. You can't shop in the middle of the jungle. Blackbeard coming in doing a bit of damage onto Lucian, who's trying to back his way off of this from this. There's the slow from the Bork. New Recruit's taking a lot of damage, and that last auto attack is going to finish him off. Bulimic trying to get there in time just to help him out, but as under the tower, goes ahead and flashes away on the tower. Nice knock-up onto Yasuo, or onto Trundle. Yasuo ulted as well, and that Ignite is going to finish him off. Now Drumgun is going to have to use his ultimate to back out underneath that tower. Udyr's getting very scary, throwing a nice bear stance stun down onto Muhammad, and another bear stance onto Blackbeard. With that tiger stance, he just has all the attack speed. Yona is actually not landing on him, but the burst damage from Zed is going to be enough to finish him off. 23 kills to 22 now. Pondmills very angry at their recent loss, now trying to get in here and grab some kills. Bajan, liking all these low health members, is going to come in here, grabbing a kill onto Zed as well, as the team is fight breaking out. She does use the Zanya to try to escape from the Renekton, who just did massive amounts of damage. Yasuo finishing off in the meantime, and now they're seeking blood on Muhammad, who's trying to escape from this fight. It has been going on a long time as the teams just continue to go back and forth. Rosa now pushing into the top lane, wanting these minions and trying to get in a lane, trying to get a lane pushed for her team. Purple Team is here for this tower. They want as they have the minion wave, and they are going to get it. They're seeing Varys getting slowed there. The damage from Bajan is going to happen and grab herself another kill. Berenstain Bears going down. Muhammad now taking a bit of harass from this Lucian, who has that ranged auto attack, trying to do what she can to defend this tower, but this tower might go down as well. Akali leaping in onto Muhammad, but New Recruits is going to grab that kill. But now 3 members of Purple Team are going to go onto Blackbeard. Oh my gosh. Just jumps out with the Shadow Clone over the wall, escape, and Blue Whale taking a bit of damage from Roasted, though. Purple Team does not want to be fighting this Roasted right now. Escape coming in here, going to be taking up a good bit of damage. Does have the bear stance. A nice knockup by Bulimic Whale, leading into the Yasuo ultimate as well. Damage just going out everywhere as Purple Team is there. New Recruits taking out to about half health. The Bork is on him as well, slowing him. Roasted going to grab another kill for herself. Boomgirl trying to escape, but Roasted's following. She's got the bird form. She did get exhausted, but the dash is there as well. Boomgirl actually knocking her back, but the AoE from Roasted's ability is going to finish him off. That is now 27 kills to 27. Akali, the only member up for a Purple Team. They did still grab some kills before they got finished off. Roasted just had massive amounts of damage in that bottom lane. 8 to 6. Lucian himself 7 to 5. Just trying to keep up with this damage going back and forth. Drumgun allowing the minions to tank. Bajan here as well went ahead and used her invisibility underneath the tower, doing lots of damage to Roasted, and he was actually tried to dash her way out of that, but it's not going to be enough. Bajan chasing her all the way with those dashes. Berenstain Bears now getting a lot of damage done onto him by Escape, who's coming in here bear form, wanting a stun. Muhammad getting stunned out as well, leaping all the way across to Bajan, who's now been stunned as well. The CC is real. Zanya's though. Bajan untargetable, allowing her teammates to finish off. Alistar picking up a kill as well as Udyr, now leaping all the way across the map to Blackbeard. Bad situation. Yasuo coming in, grabbing that ace. Purple Team turning it all the way around. 32 kills to 27. Udyr just going ham on the enemy team. No fear. 6 kills to 9 deaths. Trinity Force finish. He wants the damage. He wants the kills as his team pushes in now, grabbing a second turret. They don't care about the minions. Udyr's got his shield. He doesn't care. He can tank it out. A lot of damage. The knock-up as well as the Yasuo ult instantly nuking down Quinn. Beautiful job by Yasuo getting that tornado and ultimate with that Akali follow-up. And now Akali might be able to get stunned underneath this tower. She did use invisibility at the last second, so the Eclipse did hit her, but the stun did not land. Bajan backing off here. Oh, new recruits almost being grabbed by that spectral sword on the Leona. The Pillar of Filth there, slowing him down, but the flash, new recruits being chased all the way across the map. He has used a flash. He should have his dash up at any moment. There's his dash. As Udyr comes in now, doing loads of damage to Berenstain Bears, who went a little bit too hard. Zed here as well, going on to Bulimic Whale, who's just trying to keep his teammates alive. The damage is real on Leona. No help as Udyr finishes it off. Bajan now coming in as well, grabbing all of the cleanup, grabbing herself a Zed kill. She does have double buffs, so she's going to be doing a lot of damage, as well as the cooldowns are going to keep her alive. She does another dash onto Drumgun. She might be bad. She goes ahead and turns herself Zanya's, which Quinn is going to jump onto Lucy and finish her off. Will it be enough, though, as Bajan then goes and turns onto Quinn? And there, another kill. Bajan doing an excellent job, 15-4, switching those targets back and forth. Weasel saving her at the last second against that Quinn. Beautiful job by Purple Team, turning this game in their favor. Non-stop fighting back and forth between these teams. You guys are sure making an amazing first game of this 2 out of 3. Purple Team's pushing in hard. They want this game, but they can't finish it just yet as Berenstain Bears comes back. Bajan going in 2v1. She does have the invisibility with her, and her teammates are there as well. They are going on to Muhammad. The blue team pink ward is down so they can see Bajan, but the damage is real, and Purple Team, they're going to have to back off. Weasel throwing out one last tornado. Two of the members of Purple Team want to back off, but they might turn it around onto this. Alistar did get the E, but Leona decided to back off from this. And they're just continuing to farm. Blue team wants them to stick around long enough to get an actual fight happening here. There's Leona ultimate. Actually didn't land on anyone, just slow Lucian, who instantly turned around, got a tornado off onto Leona. The damage turned around back onto Zed, though, and it is going to finish Leona off as she stuck around a little bit too long. Drum gun going in before backing out. Blue team not able to stick around any solid amount of damage. Bulimic Whale maybe lagging a little bit there. Actually went ahead and warded to jump over the wall. Beautiful job. Udyr now going ham, finishing off the Zed behind the lines. Quinn finding out her Akali for herself, now wanting Bulimic Whale. The knockup was not actually very useful as Quinn did have a nice bounce. But now blue team wants Lucian doing an excellent job of finishing off that bottom lane tower for Purple Team. Rossi going in onto Escafe, who's just continuing to bear form his way around. He has blue buff. He doesn't really care. A little bit of damage going in on him. But he does have Turtle anytime he wants it. He's going to just dance this one out. Bear form all the way through the base. There's the turtle form. Defend a little bit. Switch to bear form. Stun the Zed. Run right past him in the mid lane. Weasel doing anything that he can to stop blue team from pushing out here. But you're still running away. You got a turtle form away from the... Yes! Turtle form's last second to escape. No! The tower damage is real. Finishes him off. That was a beautiful escape by Udyr. Last tower shot finishing him off. But it kept things and allowed his team to come back as they were all down. Blue team was not able to push any towers off of that because they were chasing him around their own base. So Purple team is all back up. Besides him, Lucian actually did get shut down somewhere in the jungle, I think, by Quinn. There's a nice Leona ultimate onto Bajan, who's trying to jump in onto Muhammad, getting a little bit of damage. Can they finish her off? But she doesn't want him. She wants Zed, just using Leona as a little bit of a leg up to then jump to the Zed. Yasuo finishing off Leona as well. They are going to grab both of those kills, make sure that they get them. They do have a ward over, but it's not going to last long. Drumgun finishing it off, and now Purple Team's going to be pushing it onto this tower. Drumgun is there, but he is just a tanky member. There's a nice knock-up as well. And actually, I think that Yasuo's ultimate was knocked out of that, maybe? Or maybe his ultimate's just not up yet, so he wasn't able to make use of Alistar's knock-up. He doesn't care. Ignite onto Bajan, but the lifesteal is there, or the spell vamp is there as well. I guess she does have a gunblade, so she has a little bit of lifesteal and spell vamp. There's the Quinn bonus damage onto Weasel, but nice wind wall is going to keep that from doing too much damage. The Zed ultimate is onto, oh my gosh, onto Akali, who Zanya is at the last second, so none of that damage went down. Turning out to Berenstain Bears, who she knows is squishy. Rosa just trying to attack a little bit, but not going to do anything. And a tornado and ultimate by Weasel going on to Muhammad. The damage is there. The towers actually finished off Yasuo giving a double kill, Yasuo and Alistar giving Leona a double kill for doing nothing other than having her shield there. But nice damage all around as Purple Team continues to push in. Blackbeard's here trying to get damage. The Ignite onto Udyr is going to finish him off. Drum Gun there, very low health. Lucian auto attacks, finishing everybody off. He knows he's got the damage, grabbing himself double kill there. As Purple Team now is finishing off 1 tower, 2 towers, and that may be game for Purple Team. Blackbeard actually leaving last second unsportsmanlike as Purple Team just destroys through Trundle, who came out there throwing out the Pit of Filth, just trying to do something. Roasted now going hard onto new recruits. The Borg damage is there. The calling all the way onto Roasted, who actually used heal to try to escape. But no, the dash by Akali is there to finish her off. Bajan doing a beautiful job of finishing all of those kills and now deciding to go ahead and back. They only have the Nexus, but hey, why not back and finish off your 6 items with a massive amount of gold that you have from all of those kills. Alistar actually knocking a minion out. I guess Purple Team is playing around a little bit. Blue Team knowing that they don't really have much to finish off the game, just waiting for Purple Team to finish off. Once again, unsportsmanlike for Purple Team not finishing off the game. There we go. Blue Team is actually coming back out. Gonna maybe grab a kill onto this Yasuo, who's all by himself, doing a little bit of dashing he can back and forth, trying to do what damage he can. Blue Team, all of them killing him. Drum Gun himself grabbing that kill. Bajan back into it. Here she is. She did get stunned, actually. There we go. Nice flash. She's going to jump onto Quinn. Maybe get the kill. Zanya is going to try to keep her alive for a little bit longer, but the stun by Renekton is going to finish her off immediately. Don't know why Purple Team didn't finish off the game when they had the chance. Udyr now going to be trying to take this Nexus. Make sure, there he goes, just walks in and one-hit shots the Quinn, who's just walking back to base. Alistar doing a little bit to try to protect. The Pillar of Filth is going to be slowing both the members down. Now it looks like Escafe is going to be trying to just run around the base, ring around the Rosie, but no, the CC is there by Blue Team. Here comes Lucian, though, with a lot of damage. The knockup by Alistar is going to keep bouncing Blue Team in the air. Udyr doing a nice job of life-stealing back to full health as he's trying to keep his way there. Oh my goodness, the heals by Alistar are real. Mohammed Malin, very low health. Lucian, who actually had the calling on Renekton, jumping in to grab one last kill onto Leona. They're trying to finish off Drum Gun, who's just dancing on the edge of the base. Purple Team could be finishing off the game. There they go. Escafe, pro member, finishing off the Nexus. And that is game 1 for the Team South, who turned it around incredibly. That was a game of all games. The CC by Udyr going ham hard on the team, in addition to the damage by Bajan, was beautiful. Almost the entire game was so strongly in the lead by Team I'm sorry, my brain is failing me, but Team Pondmills. And then at the last 7 minutes, Team South just won a couple of team fights, got Dragon buff, and totally turned the game in their favor. And I have to give it over. Well, first of all, MVP for Blue Team, who was the losing team, has probably got to go to... Quinn got caught out a lot, but still did some nice damage. Zed doesn't get it because he AFK'd last second. That is inappropriate no matter what game it is. I'll probably give it to Drum Gun, who just did an amazing job. He had the least deaths on the entire team, which means he was very helpful, had some of the highest assists and some of the highest kills. He won his lane, did a really good job, as well as just continued to stay alive in team fights, played it smart. Sometimes, yes, you want those kills and you want to show off on the stream, but you know what? You got to do what you got to do, and you got to stay alive. And beautiful job by Drum Gun, showing off what it is to be a true top laner and to be a true sport. In Purple Team, though, it is going to go to Bajan. Beautiful shout out to Escafe with his amazing Udyr coming in the last second, just running in ham hard 1v3s. He doesn't care, and showing how the power of Udyr with that Trinity Force actually is, picking up a lot of kills for himself. But Bajan getting that snowball late game and still finishing off a lot of kills, showing the power that Akali can be, even if you lose in the top lane. She lost really hard in that top lane and still came back late game. So beautiful, beautiful job.